Hello, everybody. Eric here with a weekly wrap up for April 27th through May 3rd. I was smart enough to check the calendar before I started recording. Not a lot going on this week on the channel. Monday, I had a review for Cluster by Renee Miller. Book about killer headaches. That's an oversimplification, but there you go. And on Friday, a review for A Nest of Nightmares by Lisa Tuttle, which was the first book in a new book bundle, reading 5 short story collections in a row. And I sort of double dipped because it's also one of Valancourt's paperbacks from hell. So I moved on in that series, reading the paperbacks from hell, and started a new book bundle, Nest of Nightmares by Lisa Tuttle. Please check out both of those reviews. And of course, on Wednesday, I posted a Reading Remembrances for September of 2006, where I only read 3 books for some reason. Well, what the hell was I doing in September 2006? But, and I posted, I believe it was this past week, posted a rather long video about my ABCs of horror movies. Someone had tagged me on Facebook where once a day for 26 days, post your favorite or one of your favorite movies for every letter of the alphabet. I screwed up on the very last day. I remembered to do it 25 days in a row, and on day 26 I forgot, so I did it the next day. But I took that list and just made a video where I went over those 26 movies that were on that list. So please check that out as well. Let's see. I finished reading Abnormal Statistics by Max Booth III, which was the 4th out of 5 short story collections. And recorded the video for that immediately. Normally I record all my reviews at the same time, but with the short story collections, I did each video as soon as I finished reading the book, because I didn't want to start mixing short stories together in my head and get the wrong story with the wrong author. So I finished that, and I started and I'm currently reading The Secret Goatman Spook Show and Other Psychological Warfare Operations by Jonathan Rabb. I really dig this cover, and at first I was trying to figure out what kind of weird-ass boobs this Goatman had, but I believe these are waders. When I took a closer look, I think those are the straps and buckles for some waders that he is wearing. Only a couple of stories in so far, and I'm not going to talk about what I think of it. I will say I am a huge fan of Jonathan Rabb. So, excited to dig back into this shortly after finishing making my videos for the evening. Oh, I rearranged my books a bit. I had too many very tall, precarious piles of books, as well as authors' books just scattered hither and yon. Because, for example, my Brian Keene books are over here. That shelf is packed. So when I would get a new Brian Keene book, I'd have to put it on a stack somewhere, because I didn't have room to put it with the rest of the Brian Keene books. Same with Edward Lee over there. So I culled a bit, not a lot, but a bit, that I'm going to take to Half Price Books. And then, like, my Stephen King is still in 3 places, but it wasn't, his stuff was in more places than that, because I started putting it over on a shelf over here, right in front of me. There's no room there. And then the oldest books that I have from him, looking at it, Carrie, would that be Salem's Lot? The Shining, The Stand. I can see The Dead Zone, Firestarter, Cujo. That's all the old stuff. That's in a stack on top of this bookshelf. No more room to put stuff there. So as I was buying the new stuff and buying copies of the old stuff, they were just going in stacks. But now they're that stuff's at least all together. And I ended up on some of the bookshelves pushing the paper or the hardbacks back all the way to the back of the shelf and putting paperbacks in front of them. And I did have stacks. I think there's actually still a couple of stacks on there, but it used to be stacked up so you couldn't even see what was behind the stuff. At least now, the bigger books are in back. The paperbacks are just standing instead of being stacked. They're, stacked on top of each other. They're going this way, so I can actually see, over the tops of the paperbacks, see what's behind them, and that actually helped clean up some of the stacks. For some reason, I don't know if it's humidity or what it is, but when the weather gets warmer and wetter, it's been raining a lot, a couple of the stacks that I have become very precarious, and they've been standing for 6 months and all of a sudden they want to fall over. So I tried to make the stacks a little smaller. I did things like take, I think, a bunch of the Alien and Predator books that I have that, again, were just in different places, and I put them together on one of the book carts, but I can't find my copy of Alien Vasquez, or is it Aliens Vasquez, by V. Castro. And I know that there's a book that fell, and it's caught between some stuff. I haven't dug it out yet. I think maybe that's Alien Vasquez, because otherwise I should have easily seen it and put it with the rest of the Alien and Aliens books and stuff. I can't say that's not all the Alien books, because the regular paperback size are on a bookshelf over there, and there's the Tim Levin trilogy is over here, because I had to move those to make room for something else that needed to go on the shelf. So these are all the like trade paperback and hardback sizes are over there. I consolidated some other things I had, and I took pictures and posted them on social media of some of these collections. My Gemma Amor books were scattered about, so those are all together now. My Haley Piper books were scattered about. I put all those together. Who else? Well, V. Castro, except... so I have all my V. Castro together except for two things. One, the Alien Vasquez, which is going to go with the Alien stuff, not the V. Castro stuff. And I believe it's called Hairspray and Switchblades, which is a Rewind or Die book. So that's with the Rewind or Die books, not with V. Castro. I know I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, Cynthia Paleo. Her books were scattered all over. I put all those together. But it was very hot and sweaty yesterday when I was doing this. So there's still a few authors that are sort of scattered. Oh, my Bentley Little stuff, I think is in two places now, but all my Peter Straub stuff is together. I think I got all my John Saul stuff together. So, yeah, that was a big thing that I did yesterday until I was too freaking tired and hot and sweaty to keep going. But I did decrease the number of piles and the sizes of the piles, and got some people together. Someday I'll have the time and the room. That's the big thing, to actually organize all of this. But anyway, that's pretty much been what's going on at work. There's been some shakeups at work. People moving around within the company, and some policy changes. Oh, I guess the big news, the big good news is we're getting new health insurance, and starting in June, and I will be saving $120 a month, which I like. I like that a lot. Um, and that's about it. Nothing else going on. I didn't watch any movies or any TV shows. Nothing at all really going on. So there you have it. That's it. Nothing else. I'm looking around to see if anything catches my eye that I should talk about. I picked up comics for the week, including the new issue of Savage Sword of Conan, the black and white comic magazine from Titan. I almost said Marvel, but it's from Titan. Um, but very, very reminiscent. Not really much different at all from the old Savage Sword of Conan that Marvel put out in the 70s. Yeah, that's all. So let me know what your week was like. What have you been up to? What have you been reading? What have you been watching? How's work? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post spoiler warning. Didn't really talk about anything that would be spoiled, but still, if you're going to spoil anything, post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. And if you'd care to follow me on other social media, I'll have links for my Instagram and Bluesky in the description below. That's all I've got for you this week. So until next week, read more books.